Hi, it's Alaska Granny. If you're ever in Arizona, they have a store called 99 cents only, which is similar to the Dollar Tree. In fact, until a few years ago, the items were 99.999 cents each. So it was basically another Dollar Tree. A few years ago, the 99-cent store changed so that it has things that do cost more, but they always put a label on the items that cost more. But you have to be careful if you're used to shopping in Dollar Tree and you go in there and you go, oh my gosh, it's $1, but it's not. Things cost more, so you have to pay more attention. Be more aware when you're shopping in the 99-cent store than you do in the Dollar Tree of just thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's how much money I've spent. You have to actually pay attention. The benefit of things costing a bit more than 99 cents is the variety has really expanded, and they have a lot of wonderful things. One of the things that I love about the 99-cent store is the fresh produce. They have just delicious, wonderfully fresh produce and a large variety of it at prices that I've never seen in Alaska. And it's fresh because we're in the Southwest where many of these items are grown. So it's nice to be able to get them when they're the freshest at an affordable price. On this trip to the 99-cent store, I was pleased to see that the shelves were packed full. They had all kinds of canned foods, they had all kinds of bags of spices that you can buy in varieties that have probably more than a bottle. I was hoping to find some bay leaves or laurel leaves in the bags, but there were none to be had today. They also have fresh breads and all of the other types of departments that you can find in the Dollar Tree or other discount stores. So let me show you the food items that I chose today and then a few other items that I bought. Number one, my grandchildren are coming, and so I bought them these cushy, fuzzy blankets. Look how fuzzy and full these are. These were $4.99 for a nice big blanket. These are 50 by 60 inch throws. They're super soft fleece, and my little ones just love playing in big piles of blankets, so they're going to enjoy having a new additional blanket when they come visit their Alaska Granny. The 99-cent store is also a great place to find knit stocking caps. They have just such cute ones, all different sizes and colors, varieties, but I chose these for my grandchildren. Here's a little monster head that was $2.99. And then for $1.99, they had these ones that can tie under your chin. They have a little pom-pom on top. I got them in 2 different colors. And this one, this cute one with kittens on it, was only $1.49. They're nice and stretchy, they're soft and comfortable. I think they'll be great for my little ones to wear during the winter months. Even if you live in the desert, it gets very cold at night. So you want to have some additional layers with your clothing if you're ever traveling or visiting in the desert or camping in the desert. Make sure that you have an additional layer that can keep you warm should the sun go down and it gets very cold at night. Just like the Dollar Tree, the 99-cent store has canned foods that are 99 cents. So I picked up a few to add to my prepper pantry. The first one is the Prego Classic Alfredo. I always thought that the Prego came in a jar. This one is dated into July of 2023, so it has several years of shelf life. It may keep longer than sauce in a jar simply because no light can penetrate it, and then there isn't the danger of that it can fall off a shelf in an earthquake and break. So this might be something, maybe it's more economical for them to produce it this way. I'm not sure, but it's a good product, so I'm happy to have it as part of my prepper pantry. Something I've never seen before, spaghetti and meatballs with chicken meatballs. It's a nice way to have variety, so hopefully it's pretty tasty. It has a best by date of June 2023, so this also has about 2 years of shelf life, which many of these foods will last longer. So I'll be excited to try this. These are never going to be your favorite spaghetti recipes, but it's nice for a quick meal. You can toss one into your camping bag. You can stick one in your bug out bag if you need to. You can open and eat it right out of the can if there's a power outage or you're stuck in your car in an emergency. So get some varieties of foods that are different flavors and try one. Get one and try it. And if you like it, you can always go back and get more. I found Southgate chili, and this one is chicken chili. I have some of the beef already, so once again, adding a little variety. Every time you mix it up a little bit, even if it's the same sounding food, chilies that have different manufacturers, different recipes, different ingredients are going to add variety. And then they always are great. You can pour them over rice, mashed potatoes, pasta, noodles, all kinds of noodles. You can stir them in with cornbread. There's lots of different ways that you can take a can of chili and make it into a bigger meal. You can even just add it into a can of regular beans and stretch it and add a little bit of your own tomatoes and flavors and spice it up and make a bigger, more bountiful meal. The chicken chili has a date of April 2024, which I think is probably the latest date I've seen in foods lately, and so I was very glad to see it. So I'm going to want to try this right away and see if I like it, and then go back and pick up some more. Because for $1 for a can that can last several years, just guaranteed, and you know that many of these will last longer. If your food is expired or past the best by use by sell by date, never just throw it away. You want to check it over. If the can looks okay, nothing is bulging, nothing looks odd, go ahead and open it. If it spurts, throw it away. If it looks or smells wrong, throw it away. But many times, lots of foods will last years past the date on the can or the package. But trust me, pineapple will not last. I've learned that the hard way many times. Next, I found some foods for $2.99. Here's a Bristol canned ham for $2.99, which I thought was a pretty good deal. I don't see these very often in Alaska, so when I see them down here, it's nice to pick them up. It's a big amount of food in a can. I buy lots of times the little cans of ham, chicken, turkey, tuna that can be for just, say, an individual, and this could feed a lot more people. Just by opening up the one can. So you can have variety in the sizes, not only in the ingredients, but in the size of foods that you choose to put into your food storage. Because sometimes you'll want a meal for one, sometimes you'll want a meal for the family. If you thought I was excited about the date on the chicken chili, the date on the canned ham is 2026. That is amazing. And we know that canned meats can go far, far longer. So this could last in your pantry for a good long time. And having a nice supply of proteins is really important. It's getting harder and harder to find meat to keep in our prepper pantry to serve our families on a daily basis. The price of meat and the availability is really going up in price. It's hard to find meat that can be affordable. And that's one of the reasons why we want to stock up, because you're paying today's prices for food you eat tomorrow when we realize that prices will continue to go up. I saw an interview with a billionaire who owns grocery chains, and he was saying expect by Christmas for the price of groceries to go up 30%. And if he's in charge of the grocery stores, then you bet he knows what he's talking about. And it isn't going to make any difference to his personal life. He can just go in the store and have whatever he wants. But for those of us on a budget that are not billionaires, finding food at an affordable price is very important. So you're making an investment in your food storage in the future that you can eat tomorrow's meals at today's prices and then continue to rotate and replace your food. I found a can of Swift roast beef, was also $2.99. And this is a product of Brazil. Some of the canned beef and gravy and sauces and such were recalled recently, but not the meats that came from Brazil. I'll put a link to that video in case you have canned beef and you have had it in your stockpile for a while and you weren't aware that some of it was recalled. I'll put a link to that video so you can check and make sure that you don't have any of the meat that was recalled recently. This one by Swift has a date of 2023, but I feel pretty confident that it could last many years past that. And the meats from Brazil are very, very delicious. Don't be afraid to buy foods that are from other countries, because many countries have very top quality products. You can get them at a good price. That's an even better deal. Here's another $2.99 bargain, Bizzole and hominy soup. I did a video on how you could make your own recently out of putting different cans together, but my recipe requires several cans and it makes quite a lot of food, this would be a smaller serving that might be more of this size that you're looking for. I haven't tried this one yet. I'm going to be excited to check it out, just like some of these other foods. I haven't tried them before, and so I buy one to bring it home and check it out, and if you like it, go back and get more. That's the best strategy, because if you buy, say, 20 of these and then you open one and you don't like it, then you've wasted all of your money on food nobody cares to eat. You're also wasting your food storage space. You want to use that space and those dollars for foods that your family really wants to eat. You have a choice, so choose to get the foods you want, not just whatever's left over. That day may come in the future, but it's not here yet. The best by date on the Bizzole is 3/25. So I was very excited to see that these dates were just getting farther and farther out there. Finally, we're finding foods that can continue to build our pantry to last for a long time. I saw the same problem at the 99-cent store as in other stores. The salad dressings are either expired or nearly expired. So it's so important that you read the dates. You don't want to load up on the old food that's been sitting around somewhere else and then its lifespan has already been used up in storage before it was put out for you to buy. With these supply chain interruptions, it's more important that we're searching for the things that we know we like, trying new things so that we can find more things that we do like, because sometimes we can't find our old favorites, but continue to look around, check out different types of foods and experiment, see if it's something you like. One of my friends has Fancy Monday. Every Monday they try something different. Maybe they wear their nicest clothes, they put out candlelights, and they try something new for dinner. And it could be right out of your prepper pantry. You could have Fancy Monday, just experimenting with the foods that you're adding to your stockpile. The 99-cent store had a great variety of dried fruits. I found some bite-sized figs that are non-GMO, gluten-free, and nutrient-dense. And you can see there's a little window so you can see that they are little tiny figs. If you like figs, check them out. They're nice and soft, they're delicious. I'm a fan of fig Newtons, and so figs are also something that I enjoy eating too. They also had dried apricots, and both of these are foods that can last for a few years. You want to keep them though airtight, but you don't ever want to put an oxygen absorber with something like dried fruits. There's way too much moisture in them, and then you could risk getting botulism. Some people want to store these so they can last and last, but they just can't. The foods that go with oxygen absorbers are the very driest foods like beans, rice, oatmeal, pasta, not something with a moisture content like dried fruit. As always, be a detective, read all the fine print, see if you can figure out what the date is. They just are making it harder and harder. So the apricots are a product of Turkey. They're good until September 2022. The figs are from California, and the date on the figs is August of 2023. Store these airtight. You can stack them right into, say, an airtight bin and put on the lid, pour them in a jar and screw on the lid, and that will help keep the air out, the extra oxygen. Put them in a jar that fits the amount of food. If you only have a little bit of food and you put it in a great big jar, you have added extra oxygen, more than is already in the package. So you want to store your food as best as possible, because the better you store your food, the longer it will last. Next, I found a portable light bulb so that you can add a light wherever you want. It has a magnetic base, but it also has a sticky spot that you could use like the sticker, the peel and stick, and then the light bulb can actually be removed from the base if you wanted to take it somewhere else and use it. It requires AA batteries, and I found an 18-pack for $2.49. So that'll be a lot of times I can change the batteries in this light bulb if I needed to use it a lot. We don't know what's coming, and if we're going to have some extended grid down or power outage, or just I need a light somewhere where I've stashed more food and I want to be able to see what's going on, I can put this portable light bulb there, and it has a little switch. I could turn it on and off. Then it has the option of staying in one place or taking it with you and using it in another area that you need to. But you have then the base, you can put it back and store it. So there's a lot of different ways that you can find little lights, lanterns, flashlights, clip-ons, stick-ons There's all different varieties of ways that we can provide lights in any kind of a situation that we need. This portable light bulb has 200 lumens. It has a high, a low, and a flashing light. You just click the switch and it will change the setting. The base has one of those stick-on applications. It also has a spot you could screw it in place if you want. The magnet isn't on the entire base. The magnet is in the base and the bulb hooks to the magnet. And you can see it's a strong magnet, but it doesn't magnetize, say, stick to the side of the washing machine. But you could stick it in the ceiling, you could apply it onto a shelf, you could screw it on if you needed to, and then you can even remove the bulb and just put it wherever. You can also just use it as a table light, that the base is sturdy, and you could just set it then wherever you needed. Additional 200 lumens from a light bulb. Something like this would really be great in a closet, in a cabinet. This would be good even at granny camp. Then you could turn on a light in granny camp. This would probably light up all of granny camp. I could put one in the kitchen area. I could also put one over each of the bunk beds, and then everybody would have whatever amount of light they wanted. For $2.99 for the portable light bulb and 3 batteries, I think that's a pretty good deal. These are the items that I bought at the 99-cent store. Leave a comment. What are the things that you look for when you go there? What are the items that you choose, and something maybe that we've overlooked that others might want to know? Always walk up and down the aisle with an open mind to creativity. What can I see? What can I find? How might I use it to make my life the best that it can be? If you liked my video, I hope you'll share it with someone else you think might enjoy it. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.